an ex-Kirloskar guy. I was working with Kirloskar Oranges, so I really liked. So my question is, after working for 15 long years with a corporate, normally a mindset sets in, wherein your job security, a fixed salary coming in at the end of the month, family running on it, breaking that mindset and getting into a business. What all challenges you face at that point of time. At the same time, the biggest challenge at that point of time is the wife. You know, yeah, we cannot take any call, and most of the men will agree with me on this. We have to take our better halves in their decision. So how did you manage all those things?
So I will answer your second part first. I did not have to manage my better half because she joined me in this business to start this business. So she has been the part of Cotton King from the day one. So it is not the venture which I started, it is the venture we both started. So that was one. Now coming to your first part of the question, it was really difficult. At the age of 40, when you have worked for some corporate organization for 15 years, quit that and again start from the scratch, it was very difficult. But then I made it happen through some. It's a small story, if you allow me to tell. In fact, I wanted to do business right from my college days. Immediately after college days, my first plan was to get into some business somehow, maybe very small business, maybe pawn shop, whatever. But I wanted to be in business. That's all. But somehow my family background did not allow me to do that. My elder brother had the same ambition. He went into business and incurred heavy losses. Then my family was financially very weak, and then I was almost forced to get into some job, not do any business. That is how I got into a job, and as your observation, I got very happy, got cozy, and then years passed by, and then I started. I always used to think that I want to get into business one day. I want to get into business one day, but it was not happening. Then I made a determination that at the age of 40, come what may, I will be not in job, if not in business. What I had realized that unless I cut my association with my job, I will not be able to get into the business, because as long as I am enjoying that luxury of job, 9 to 5 job, and then staying in 5-star hotels, it will not happen. It was my determination that at the age of 40, come what may, I will celebrate my 40th birthday, may probably not in business, but I will not be in job in first place. So, so if you want to start swimming, you have to first jump into the water. That is what I did, and it actually happened that when my birthday was in September, only about 3 months prior to that, I quit my job, and by the time my birthday was happening, I was not in business. I was still planning my business, and so it took me some hardship to really get into that actually mode of quitting that job and get into the business. But then, as I said, my easy option was to go for, could have been rather to go for refrigeration and air conditioning, which was my field of operation for many years. I had contacts, I knew who could be my customers, I knew who could be my suppliers, it was easier. But then somehow I decided that I will get into this business, garment business, because I saw very good market opportunity for today as well as for the future. So that is how it happened.
So life begins at 40.
Good evening, sir. So I just wanted to ask, variety is the part of your brand strategy. So how did you manage that? Your value for money, value for money is your first of all brand strategy. So not pulling in the designers and also how did you manage that thing variety?
We have designers. See, we have two categories of garments. First category is our formal wear. Formal wear, if you have seen, 40 years back, what people were wearing today, the same stuff they wear. Maybe from pleats to it goes to non-pleat, from regular fit it goes to slim fit. But basic attire remains same. The only changes or the designing comes in when, particularly for cotton garments, where it is for the casual wear. And for the casual wear, we have our designer team who plan not only for this current season, even for the next season, the colors that we need to buy, the designs that we need to buy, the fabric we need to buy. That is how it is all planned by our designer team. And we need to have designers. Without that, we cannot survive in casual business because the fashion changes very fast.
Sir, one question. Sorry. See, this is one thing which I have experienced a lot, and I wanted your comments for everybody. When you spend so much time in a corporate environment and you become an entrepreneur, there are a lot of things that you have to unlearn and learn to start this new life. How much does it help to spend time in a corporate environment of being an entrepreneur, and how much does it not help? Because a lot of people say you need to have some experience to start a business. A lot of people say not much, just start early and grow fast. So what do you suggest? What works?
See, there could be difference of opinions on this, but my frank opinion is, if you work for some organization for few years, it will help you. It will help you because when you work for some organization, you know how the organization works, how there is interaction between the people happen, how the suppliers are treated, how customers are entertained. All this, what you need to do in business is you get to see, you get to experience that, and at somebody else's cost. somebody else is paying you to get that experience. I think it is working for some organization. If you are able to get to work for the organization which is very similar or within the same kind of profession which you want to be in future, you are very lucky. Even if not, it will still help you to work for some organization, to know how the organization works, how the businesses work, so that you get good insight. By the time you also earn some money, you also have some savings, so that you can invest that as capital for your business, and you get some maturity in your thinking as well. So all these things will help you in a startup business, rather than starting at the age of 22, 23, which I think is very risky, because you have not still learned the ropes of this trade. So that's my personal opinion.
Okay, evening, Mr. Marathi. If I see that the part of any marketing plan is always to find a niche and always to find yourself into the I will say the jungle of the market. If I see the brands like Babe, I see Levi's, I see these foreign brands, they have got their niche. If I talk about Indian brands, then you see Just Casuals, and even if I say about, they also have their niche, maybe in a lower segment of the market. If I look at the Cotton King, I do not see any strategy that defines you, or maybe that says that, okay, Cotton King is this, and you are having your own niche. So how are you planning to get your brands identified and how do you think that you'll be able to fund a niche, and what is your plan?
Cotton King today, the niche is, firstly, Cotton King has 100% cotton is our brand genes. Cotton King and 100% pure cotton are inseparable. That is certain about this brand. The niche is, we specialize ourselves in 100% pure cotton garments in formal wear. We also have the range in casuals, but our basic fundamental product is our formal wear. And that is how if you see our sales trend, our 65% of the contribution comes from our formal wear, that is shirts and trousers, and 35% from casual wear. See, in any business, you always have one niche, but you will always have some add-ons. If you go to any Zod, if it is a party wear shop, Zod is what basically for first thing that will come to your mind is party shirts. But it's not the only thing that they sell. If you enter into their shop, then they will try to sell you ties, they will try to sell you something else, some accessory. These are add-ons. But so even in our business, we consider our casual product line as add-ons, because casual product line is something which is bought on impulse. Rather, mostly it's not a planned purchase. That is how we are able to get very good share, even though it's an add-on product, because it's sold on impulse. But Cotton King, the niche is 100% pure cotton garments. The niche is pure cotton garments at value for money price, and pure cotton garment in variety, that is in 40. That is our niche.
I'll come back to you. Just give first question, your first time here.
May I ask mine? Okay. So I come from Yorkshire restaurant. We consider ourselves as a Puneri brand in the making. So you have taken about 7-8 years to build a brand. So we have just started a year and a half back, and we feel that we can't probably put in that kind of a time, because we are in a kind of business which can get replicated probably very easily. So we are thinking of maybe growing with a co-branding strategy. So just wanted to know your views on co-branding. Whether Cotton King may be interested in co-branding, not with us per se, but generally. I mean, do you believe in that kind of a strategy for growth?
See, co-branding strategy probably will not work for garments, because garment is a very special line where people are very sensitive about the brand. If you take into consideration brands like soap or whatever, then you can have the co-branding possible, because people are not very sensitive about the brand. Though brand awareness is all there, but it's not very sensitive issue. But when it comes to garments, it's very sensitive issue. I can give you one example. There are so many PMT buses which fly around in city, and if we put our holding on that bus, it will cost us only about 2,000 or 3,000 rupees. It will give us good publicity. Our brand will be known to each and everybody, but I know for sure that nobody will buy it. It's so sensitive issue about this. But as against, on that, you can have any other consumable products. You can have a soap brand which is displayed on that bus, and you will still buy that product. The awareness itself you will get attracted to that brand. But garment business is such, you may be attracted to a brand, but at the same time you must find that aspiration in the brand. And to have that aspiration in that brand intact, we have to be very careful where we advertise, what we advertise, which media we use. So it's very sensitive issue in branding as far as garment is concerned.
The same goes with co-branding.
First of all, I want to tell you one thing, that I never thought that Cotton King is a really Indian brand, because several times I have seen garment brands like Peter England and all those things. So when roaming on Lakshmi Road, I was always thinking maybe it is some of those foreign brands. But I'm really happy to see that it is a Puneri brand. My question is about organization. I mean, how you develop your organization. I mean, bringing people together, convincing them that there is a real goal in their doing that job. That is very important aspect of an organization when it is a new organization. So
Let me just repeat the question. I think some of you in the back may not have heard the question. What he's asked is, how did you build the organization? How did you bring the people together?